Okay, so I'm going to start building Gordrak the Fist of Gork. I'm going to do this in a couple of videos. I'm going to do one building the actual Maw-Krusha and another building Gordrak himself. I was really tempted to actually do this guy differently, you know, but I thought I'll stick to the actual instructions and then you know, basically, if I want to change the weapons later on the main guy, I will do. But for now, let's start getting this big Maw-Krusha built. So it is an absolute beast, this thing. Spread across, you know, a couple of sprues here. I don't know if there's any bits on this one, but I would not be surprised if there's a couple of bits over here we need too. Okay, let's start off then by getting the bits off that we need. So I need 63 and 7 to begin with. As you can see, this is no small feat here. I've got 63 over here in this top corner. I'm going to see if I can take this one out of the way for now. So, as you know, these kind of videos, I could be at it for a good hour just building one part of this thing. And on rare occasions, I will kind of just do more than one video if it looks like it's such a big build. I'm glad I bought a new set of clippers for this. I really didn't want to use a bad set of clippers on a big beast. Let's check how this is going. Okay, so that is 63, and then I need number 7. Here we go, this one here. Okay, let's get these tidied up and then set together. This is going to be painful because this is a very spiky little guy. Say little guy, big guy. Just got spikes all over him, so wherever I've got to hold, I feel like I'm being stabbed. The other thing I'm checking for is mold lines. I really hate mold lines. Okay, let's see how this fits together now. So this looks like it's kind of in this position, and then this one looks like it's kind of folding in this way. Now, straight away, feels like we've got a bit of a gap in the plastic here. That's how I'm feeling it. But if you look carefully, it's because I've not cleaned that bit up there properly and it's poking out. Just make sure you've cleaned off every single little bit, because if you don't, you end up with ones like that. There we go, that's better. That seems like it's actually fitting now. One concern I've got about this model straight away is a fear that we've got something that could end up with quite a few gaps in it. So I'm going to start letting that dry off a bit while I get out part 8. Again, it's looks like I can move it curving towards like a belly part or something like that. Looks like we might be going over to the other sprue here. Don't see anything that looks like that. not seeing here. You can just shout out at home if you see it, you know, just get behind you, and you know, like, seriously, just shout out if you see it, because it feels like it's that. It looks, that's 11. $18. $8. There we go. So how did it, wow, this is look. It looks smaller on the instructions than this. A lot smaller than this on the instructions. That's why I just couldn't see. I was looking for something a lot smaller. Just gonna cut it out and then I'll take off anything too big later. So this thing is going to be, so if I make sure I'm looking at it right, it feels like that continues on there. Yeah, there we go. So you're going to end up with a big hole here where I assume my leg's going to go. You're going to end up with those parts sticking there and then those parts sticking down there. Just be careful with the glue here. I wish they would put like little supports on the underside in some cases, you know, so that you can't maybe push it too far out inwards, you know, and really get a strong bond. It's definitely a problem I've found with these monsters. Like with the dragon we got, Draconith or whatever he was called. Just a little way to, you know, so that it rested easily. It wouldn't have been a big issue, that would it? we go. Got it. Okay, number 9. Now we're leg part. Now I've seen those over here. There we go. Right, so this is now going to fill this gap up here by the look of it. Excellent. Yeah, that should be nice and simple. And hopefully start adding a bit of security to the two sides, you know, to stop them moving so much. Don't you dare drip. I'm going to do apply some glue to the back of those just to help bond it a bit better. Nice. Okay, we're in there. Unfortunately, I fear that my back will surrender long before I'm done with this, but we shall see. Right, let's take that to one side and let it dry, and let's get 10 and 11 out. So, it's number 10. Number 11. Let's have a look what that looks like. This is sort of like a tail end by the look of it. Gosh, this thing is so spiky. Let's tidy this up now. Right, let's check these out now. So tail points up a little bit. Got the thin end of this, by the look of it, and it looks like it's only a tiny little contact point between those two, which, you know, definitely means that we need to speed along quite quickly with this next part to hold that in properly. Curious about how they're going to make the Orc Wyvern look in Old Hammer now when they do with the Old World, because this feels like the natural conclusion of a Wyvern, the way that it sort of built up over time. Right, let me get number 12 off while I talk about that. Yeah, this big piece here. Yeah, so the Wyvern was just like an Orc dragon, for want of a better word. Now, this feels like the natural orky conclusion to a Wyvern. You know, this feels like the upscaling that, you know, the scale creep and things like that they've done over time. So I'm wondering how they're gonna, if they're even going to, they might not, if they're gonna differentiate between this and an Old World Wyvern, if they're gonna give us a special new model or if we're just gonna use the same one. I'm curious, to say the least, about that. I'm really interested to see what direction they're going to take that in. Because this is definitely a huge beast, and it does feel like a Wyvern. You know, it just feels like where they were taking the Wyvern towards the end. I can't remember, to be quite honest, if this model itself was around when they finished Old Hammer up, so I can't really tell. I'd have to maybe look that up, or maybe you can tell me, because usually when I pose a question like that I don't know the answer to, someone usually comments clarifying my ignorance, which, you know, thank you. I like to know these things. Right, yeah, nice simple here as well. Pop those on, that pops into there. See that thing's moving around. Need to get this secured quick, I think. So where am I gluing? There and there. Oh gosh, that's moving around, isn't it? Stay. Dang, I should have let that part dry a bit more, I think. The problem is it's such a weak part. Let me get this part on first. Hang on. I've lost it now. There. It's going to keep wiggling that part, isn't it? Stay where you are. Okay, now 13, one of the big leg points as well. This looks like the second major leg point over here. Right, so this needs to be turned into this position, and then this bulky part is gonna, by the look of it, now it feels like this goes this way. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, slots in now. There, basically covering this whole point. Let's get that all glued up then. Glue there. Hey, look at that beastie. Huge, isn't it? It's like got real bulk to it. Okay, now these two pieces need to kind of pop together. Like so. I'm gonna really glue that up. Well, I'm glad that this has got like quite a wide part to actually hold on to, if nothing else. It's definitely a positive. I hate it when like this tiny little seam to actually hold anything down with. Now, the problem is this guy is very spiky. He needs pressure to keep it together. Let me see. Hold on a second. This tail's going to be winding me up, isn't it? So I'm shifted. Stay where you're supposed to go. That was the problem. I'm trying to rubber band it to really keep it together, but sometimes it doesn't quite work the way you want it to. Let's see if this does it. I think it's because it's a strange shape that's no problem. Just trying to force enough pressure in every direction to hold it inwards, while I try and make sure that this tail, that's not what I wanted. It's alright, it's still holding it, if nothing else, because of the way I've wrapped it. It's just not ideal. Bad rubber bands, stop breaking. Holding it enough. I need to wrap the tail with something as well to hold that together. It just doesn't seem to want to stay. Fortunately, a very spiky creature, it's not letting me hold it, and it's broke my rubber band, which I'm not happy about. There we go. Well, my rubber band snapped, but I think it's done the job it was supposed to do anyway. It's held the main bulk together. It's held the main body together, if nothing else, while it's drying. Right. While I'm letting that settle, I shall start prepping the next part. So we're looking at 2 and 3, which is parts of the leg. Now, just checking, there's little leg and a big leg. So, this is number 1 here, so number 1 and number 2 first of all. Yeah, I can be gluing these together while that's settling. Number 1, and then where's part number 2 on this hoof here? The instructions don't quite prepare you for how big some of these parts are. Good. That did actually work out in the end. This is going to slide in here. And then part 3 looks like a leg part of a leg, but not a whole part of a leg. Lots of weird parts on this one. Number 3 over at the different sprue. I'm gonna have to get a second one of these if I can. Just so I can do the other boss. Right, it's that one. Now let's see. Should hopefully quite neatly fit into there now. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit simple that. Oh, you beauty, you're coming along, aren't you? Good, then while that's drying, let's get the other leg out. My goodness, this is a lot of legging. So, part 4. And then 5 the hoof here. And I'll get that other bit out ready. That number 6. Okay, let's get these tidied up. Okay, this one's a bit interesting. It's sliding kind of to the side of that one. Oh yeah, that's simple enough. Oh, a lot of sun glare there. Finally, after storm hit the UK, particularly Port Scotland, got the brunt of it, as I understand it. But yeah, it's nice to see the sun, but it's one of those weird things about where I live. I live in what's, I think it's referred to as the Cheshire Bowl, where we're a kind of a plain surrounded by mountains, and it just kind of blocks the worst of the weather from us. So we never have really bad winters, but we don't for some reason it kind of just makes the area some, you know, kind of never the worst of it. Oh, why is this not popping in the way it should do? There. Ow! My finger. That's strange, isn't it? It's like it's whichever direction I put this on, it bounces out the other, plus I'm not glued here. Try that again. go. Right. Now it's pretty obvious that this is going to go on this side. Beastly boy. Beastie. Yeah, he's standing up now. Right. Time for his head. So we need, let's say, 1815 to begin with. So let's find the head bits. 18 and 15. There's 15. It's going to be one of those where I'm bouncing between parts, aren't I? Okay, is that? That does not look right. That is not the part we're looking for, is it? That's never number 18. That's not one side of the head. I am convinced of that. However, what we have here, let me look, is we have number 16. Now, 16 looks like the part that I'm after, and 16 looks like a part of the head. So let's assume that that is an error. Do you know, actually, I've just remembered someone mentioned this online the other day, that was an issue. Probably why I was like thinking then. It's probably sitting at the back of my mind that I've seen it, that was an issue. No, it's like you see something online. It's probably on my on the group that I join, doing this Stormbringer. Ouch. Yeah, I think I can remember now. Someone did actually say it was that issue. It was 16 instead of 18. Right, and that just, yeah, perfect. That slots in. Okay, let's hope that's the only misnumbered one. So, moving on from there, we've done that, and we need number 14 now. 14 being the opposite side of the head. Yep, this one over here, at least that's definitely rightly numbered. This again should be a nice simple one. you can tell I built too many models today. My hands are getting to that stage where they're just not gripping anymore. And then number 17, top of the head. Right. Oh, my poor back now. I tell you what, I'm dying now. I give up. I'm on the verge of completely giving up now. Right, time to pop that on there. Beast, beast, beast. He's a beast. He's a beast. All of this. Love a big beast. Sure that there's no gaps formed as it's gone on. Seems to be all right. Lovely. Look at it. Face a mother could love. We are getting there. And then, oh my, I think my poor back's going to surrender any day now. 11 and 20 time. So got 20 over here, part of the wing. And then 11. Now. 11 looks more like an arm, doesn't it, of sorts? Interesting how it's saying number 11, but I don't see a number 11 that kind of matches up with that appearance. Just give me a second. Right. I am completely convinced it's that. It even looks like it. So it's saying it's number 11, but I pegged that as number 18. And the big question is there a number 11 somewhere that I've already used up? Part of me feels like it's something that I've already used somewhere. Right, let's see if these fit together. Let's see if my thoughts are right. I don't recall seeing that one online, that claim online that that one was off. So I think I need to make everyone aware of that. Either that or I'm reading the label wrong on the sprue. So let's have a look at this lovely leathery wing. So we got this beastie fist here. This is the one that I'm 100% convinced is this, the one that we're looking for. Then we've got the frills spiking upwards. Then look at that. That's a match. Now I need to clean this up a bit more because it's not slotting in. Nice, that's it, isn't it? That's right. Now let me find 21, which is part of a wing. I'm going to assume this one's correctly labelled. There it is, 21. Okay, so now that we've got this kind of fist, we're going to twist it in this position. Then it looks like this wing kind of wraps around here. Yeah, so it's got to kind of click into the fist while also clicking onto the wing in two places. So down here on the fist, wrapping around. That's a proper fist in a wing all together. That's how you want to do it. Right. Leave that to breathe for a while, shall I? While we prepare the other half. So we've got 24 and 22. So 22 should be, well, this is 24 definitely, and 22 is here. Man, my back's dying. It's literally just the end of my back, this one today. What was I thinking? Right. Get this the right way around and it should just be a nice slot together like that. Oh, we get 25, which should be a little bit of wing here. Now, this is going to attach onto this wing, isn't it? So, we got this. Okay, yeah. So you should see a little hook there. It's dead simple. They're just going to attach to each other. Right, what's our next little bit then? Oh, I feel like my back is just a twisted mess now. What am I looking for? Some kind of head armour now. So that would be this part 58. And then 59. Kind of interesting that we're not sticking the wings on yet, to be quite honest, but there might be a reason behind that, so let's just not jump ahead of ourselves. Simple, that just looks like it clicks together here. Yep. No, this is going to slide over that head in a second. Right, let's have a look at where we're up to. So, I think the next, it's saying like don't put the wings on yet, but it's also kind of saying, you know, moving on to the final stages and building Gordrak, which I'm going to do in a different video, to be quite honest. So let's just have a quick look here how these will fit in at the end. Now, looking at in general, I can kind of appreciate why you might not want to potentially glue that on yet, because painting this whole thing is going to be a pain. If this is like this, you can see there's very hard to reach places. So I can kind of understand why you want to put these last little bits together at the end, once it's all painted up. Now I'm thinking, more than anything else, let's just double check everything does sit where it's supposed to now. To slide this last one in either way. This one definitely doesn't like to slot in. There we go. Click and it'll go. Right. So you got that one. And you get that one, but I think it is perfectly sensible not to glue those on until you've painted. And it's the same with this cowl here. If you're going to put that on before painting, you're going to give yourself a lot of stress. There's no other way to put it. So I think it's right that that's how we should leave it at this point. Now let me just double check if there's any other little bits that we need to be aware of before we finish up. But it does look to me like that is the Maw-Krusha all done now, and everything else looks like it's going on our big boss. Let me just have a quick rush through the instructions to make sure I'm right about that. Yep, does appear so. So, okay, there we go. That is our Maw-Krusha built now. Personally, as I said, will leave it like that for simplicity of painting. However, it is a truly beautiful model, no doubt about it. Yeah, he's a beast. And I shall see you in the next video where I build him a rider. Thanks for watching.